And now live from the OCCW studios in beautiful downtown Stanton, California, Orange County Championship Wrestling proudly presents the Royal Ramble. At the table from Gold Coast Federation, Joseph Saint. And here's your host. I didn't have time to think of rhyme for Malice. It's Jonathan Malice.
That's definitely not one of your better intros.
I
like that one.
Yes, I would have to say, Lex, back to the drawing board for you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Orange County Championship Wrestling's Royal Ramble, OCCW's flagship show on its flagship station, the Free Admission Channel. Thank you all. The man to my left is known the world over as the owner, operator, and all-around power broker of Gold Coast Federation, Wrestling Federation. Ladies and gentlemen, you may know him as Lord God King GCF. I know him as Mr. Joseph Sain. Hi, welcome.
Thank you for having me. We could just say commissioner. You know, it lowers all that. But,
Commissioner, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, where have you been? Tell us about the last show that you cut here. I really wanted to talk about that because, well, tell us a little bit about your last show first, and then we'll go into details.
Our last event was November Rain. At this event, the main event ended up being Alexander Hammerstone versus Chris Cadillac, and then R.J. Wallace pulled out something out of nowhere and introduced Jack Cartwheel to the GCF. OCCW fans are obviously know of him.
Yeah.
And he was this close to winning.
That was a great
But
effort.
once again, my champion, Chris Cadillac, snuck a win out of nowhere, and he continues what's on his, last I checked, 750-day reign and counting.
Yeah, well, you know what? That was a great effort from both Cadillac and Jack Cartwheel in that three-way dance. Jack Cartwheel's been, like I want to say meteoric rise, but that's not fair because meteors usually land. So he's doing really well.
Absolutely he is.
Tell us, break it down a little bit. It was your first foray without a live audience. What you did is you actually live streamed it. We shot it like a studio wrestling show.
So obviously, we missed the fact that we can't have fans. We were trying to play as safe as possible. We didn't want,
This was in the midst of the pandemic.
Bad mouthing from, reporters.
Marks with keyboards.
So we talked about it. We wanted to hold an event, and we did just that, and we live streamed it. And it actually was a success, so I thank all of you that actually tuned in. You can still go and purchase it if you didn't. Follow our link on Instagram for that.
Go read that out for us.
That would be...
Jamal.
Someone yell me what my Instagram is for Gold Coast Federation. At Gold Coast Fed. There you go.
There you go. And you can actually stream that whole show for, what's the price on that? $8, $9, $10?
I believe it's $8.
You can't get, what? Let me tell you something. Those of you who are spending money on pay-per-views for Vince McMahon, the guy who's already a multi-billionaire, or for Tony Khan, for basically a show without heart, spend the $8, get GCF show. You can watch it again and again, and then when they come to your town, when they come to your town, or when they're in town here putting on another show, you will actually have, a little knowledge of the people that are in front of you. All right. I wanted to make this announcement. You're on a show for another reason, not just to talk about the past. Right. Okay. But we're still talking about the past. When you started selling, what do you call it? Streams?
Buy rates.
Okay. What were you hoping to get? Right? And how did you go about getting said buy rates?
You don't like to say it much as a promoter, but sometimes you got to suck it up and realize you can take a loss. So what this show started as was, we have these guys, we're ready to go. We know we don't have the fans, but let's just bite the bullet, take a loss, and stream this. Knowing that, maybe some people don't want to watch it. And instead, you proved otherwise, which thank God you did. So we went into it, said, here's the money for the talent, here's the cost of the production, just did it, and it ended up being amazing.
That's awesome. That's great to hear because we were in the heart of the pandemic. We're still in the pandemic, right. But I mean, in November, everyone was down on it. When are we going to open up? It took a lot to stick your neck out and to do a show. I mean, I was there. Everyone had their masks on. Right. Everyone was wearing gloves. It was frustrating.
We had all the testing. Took everyone's temperature.
Yes. And to hear that you actually were able to turn a profit, 6 months later, 5 months later, it's just fantastic. And that's something that's going to keep bringing in revenues throughout the year. And that makes me really happy to see. So good for you.
Thank you.
Now, what I really want to talk about is your next show.
Let's talk. All right, guys. Like I just said, we have missed it. We've missed not having fans, but you're just going to have to wait just a little bit longer, the live fans, because like I said, this was such a success that we're going to do it one more time, streaming to you this April. I can't give an exact date yet because studio time might be a little different from airtime. But
okay, right. That makes
keep
sense.
posted because this April, GCF presents, you're going to like this, Subject to Change is the event that we are holding.
Subject to change.
Right. You never know what can happen. You got to change at the drop of a dime, and we're gonna. GCF this April. Stay tuned. Follow the Fed on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook.
Tell us a little bit about who's holding the belt, who you expect to have on the show, and what they're up against.
So we've got our SoCal heavyweight champion, Chris Cadillac, as already said, continuing his endless reign. We may have to hold a match prior just to deem someone worthy, but for my money, Jack Cartwheel is the guy, because did he really lose? It's up for debate. So if I had to choose right now, I would tell you Cartwheel's getting a title shot, but we may hold a match. Maybe we'll air it on the Ramble exclusively.
Okay.
Just to dub someone #1 contender.
That's great. And the facility downstairs, the other side of that parking garage, just down a little bit. I can see you parked your car there. Not a lot of parking spaces open right now as the county starts to reopen. But yeah, you're more than welcome to use the facility. And I would like nothing more than to host a #1 contender match for GCF. Heck, you could do it on our next show. Of course, our show would come after yours, I think. So, okay, and your tag team champs.
Those would be the Tokyo Locos, who have defended their titles twice in this pandemic. But these guys were the first ever crowned champs, and they're fighting champs. They definitely want to prove themselves. They just celebrated their, does it really count as a long reign during all this? Right. But I'm proud of these boys. So we're going to see. I know that Ian Bear, who has the Bear system, re-debuted last show.
Big dude, big strong dude.
We go way back. He kind of changed on me, but he's claiming that he's got followers of the Bear system and they'd like a shot at the tag titles. So I think I'll announce that right now. The Tokyo Locos will be defending against Ian Bear and the Bear system, whatever that is, at our next event.
Fantastic. Let's see, women? Any women?
No, we haven't had much women. We had Ruby go after our heavyweight championship.
Right.
Katana Vara has been involved in our promotion. I think we're just kind of playing it safe, and when we have a women's division, we're going to make sure it's the best of the best.
Fantastic. So you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The GCF will be shooting a live stream. Flex, you look like you want to say something.
How about the ultraviolet champion?
Yeah, thank you.
Now, the ultraviolet division has taken on, you were kind enough to let us on your last show, and Helmuth defended his championship.
I was smart enough to
again.
have you on our last show.
The UV division is a success. The fans love it. So, of course, the UV title will be on the line. I know he's got some unfinished business with Guy Cool. He's got some unfinished business with Mikey O'Shea. We introduced Goldie the Gold Coast Bear as our official mascot. Helmuth felt like he had to attack him. Maybe Goldie gets a title shot. I don't know. This UV title, it means something. Tony Reyes was our first champ.
Sure.
So obviously, it's a whole division. We're definitely looking for the future. And, on any given day, who knows might step up for that.
Yeah, it should be an outstanding card. GCF has from the very beginning, has really put on a good show and a good product. Want to take a moment to give a shout out to the people watching right now. Oh, look, Drew Masters is watching. Dean Barker, one of my oldest and dearest friends, is watching. Paul Stitz, one of our biggest fans at OCCW, is watching. Let's see who else we got here. Probably no one. Oh, Jessica Skylandau is watching. Richard the Cure. Sup, brothers? How you doing, Richard the Cure? Let's see. Luther Dansby. How you doing, Luther? Always saying good things about you. Well, at least we're always talking about you. Rain Militia is watching. How you doing, Rain Militia? We are all working and slowly, they say that Orange County is already out of the purple tier. Well, not only are we in the orange tier,
I think it's orange.
Right,
yeah.
we are.
We're
in the red tier. We are almost in the orange tier. So it should be a real brief stay, and life might be getting back to normal sooner than later. So keep that in mind.
Got Brian Chancey watching on YouTube.
Brian Chancey, one of our number one fans. We have a handful of number one fans. They're all tied for the number one spot because they're always at the shows. They're always ringside. Shoot, I know what I forgot. Right now, while I go answer that phone call, RJ Wallace is going to come up here and discuss the state of GCF. Now, I know you guys aren't cool.
We every once in a while we see someone on the same page.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do, Lex. I'm going to ask you to take control of the situation here, and I'm going to have a word with the producer. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please
RJ.
welcome Mr. RJ Wallace.
Let's talk. I announced the last event we had. You out of nowhere changed the main event on the spot. It was a great main event. I had booked. I tried to give Cadillac the night off. You booked him against Hammerstone. It was what it was. And then when the time came for the main event, you came out and introduced Cartwheel and made it a triple threat.
I just thought I would shake some things up.
You're just trying to put everything against Cadillac.
You
Been
gotta
champ
keep
for 750 days and counting.
I mean, what would
I
a
get that
wrestling
I've
promotion
had some
be?
beef with him, but like 750 days.
It's a lot of days. But
All right,
you got to keep the champion on his toes. Whatever. You got to. It keeps him fresh. It keeps the matches good. If you keep him stagnant, he's gonna stop showing up. He's gonna start.
At what point does a reign become a dynasty? Is all I'm saying, because can't Cadillac kind of pull rank now at this point?
Come on, he's no Golden State Warriors. He went through a whole pandemic.
The point is, come April, I expect to know his opponent. If I sign off on an opponent, I don't need some changes last minute. I get that it's called subject to change, but let's talk about
subject
this prior.
to change.
I'm just saying, Cadillac has stepped up. It's time to be fair to him.
And trust me, he's been one of the greatest GCF champions of all time. He's literally made history. No one else will ever be a champion for 700 days.
I don't see how that could be possible.
Yeah,
so.
that's too long. That's too that's almost like the 80s. It's like what? It's almost like we had Bruno Sammartino as champion. That's ridiculous.
It happens.
But
no. That's fair. Let's just not throw any wrenches without talking to me first. Is what I'm saying. Let's talk more on this UV division too, because I know that it's a fan favorite.
Look, that's your division, man. People always ask me about it. I'm just like, yo, that's a Joseph Saint thing.
Well, this time last year, when everything started to kind of shut down, we were going to have our notable show known as Maximum Carnage.
Yes, we were.
Which the focus of that entire show is the UV division.
It's actually one of my favorite shows.
Well, I can promise you that it's coming soon, especially now that these tiers are lowering. One of our first shows, hopefully to have some fans, is going to end up being Maximum Carnage, as promised, 1 year late. But the whole purpose of that event is focused on the ultra-violent division, and I love that show more than anything.
Yeah, it's a very fun show, and me and you, we have a weird history with that show, man.
The first time we had it was when all of Divine Intervention ended the show by attacking everyone. They beat up the wrestlers. They beat me up. They beat you up. They beat the referees up. They attacked
TJ
the announce
Swans,
team. Maximum Carnage gets a little brutal there. But
but hey, we've definitely overcome those obstacles. Divine Intervention is slowly, Well, Divine Intervention's gone. Are they even a thing anymore?
Well, I'm reading a comment there that said Nick Aldis has been champion for too long. Well, Cadillac beat his reign, right? I believe, or are they right on the same tier?
Who knows? Shit. NWA hasn't had a show in 4 years, so.
Oh, well, they'll be back-ish.
Wait, has it been 4 years? Or?
No.
Wow, everybody's just coming back. This
They
is great.
are.
This
If
is a great time for
AEW
wrestling.
hasn't taken half their talent. But
This is true. This is also true. Yeah, and Drew Masters, 264 days as tag champs.
And you are fighting champions. I didn't want to knock you guys. It's not as if you didn't want to defend that title. I'm just saying, in this pandemic,
who'd have thought that
do
team would
reigns
work?
this long mean something until we prove it. And you guys are going to prove it. I have all the faith in the world. So thank you, Tokyo Locos.
You guys are good. But you're in my seat. So when I said I'm going to step out for a minute, I meant I was going to step out for a minute.
He
It's
was
been
kind
5
enough to
minutes.
let you
The
sit.
seat was warm.
Yeah, it was, huh?
It was
Yeah,
really
you know why it's warm?
Ew. Okay. All right.
Just
COVID.
grab that chair on the end there.
I'm gonna go.
I'm sorry. I'm not really chasing you out of my chair. What
You
I'm
can.
doing is-
Hey, look.
Absolutely, you can.
It's okay. It's fine.
This is the seat of power.
It's a seat of power. It's no. I have this. condition with my lower back, so I have to sit. And
called-
it's therapeutic.
It's called being old, John.
Look, let me tell you something, young man. Old is a state of mind. Okay. All right. So.
Mine is slipping a little. You know, I have this conversation with my grandpa all the time.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, your grandpa all the time. You know what? Your grandpa. Yeah. I'm gonna have a talk with your grandpa, and we're both gonna beat your ass. How about that? No. You know, it's good to have you here. I know during the pandemic, a lot of you have put on a little bit of weight, right? We call it the COVID 20, right? 20 pounds over, because we were forced to stay inside. Some of us have gotten in better shape, but most of us have fallen off a little bit. So I want to take a moment to invite all of our fans to the Della O Training Center. We have a veritable potpourri of training methods and classes. We have the Jiu-Jitsu MMA class that you can try. We have amateur and professional boxing classes going on. We have amateur wrestling, collegiate wrestling, Olympic-style wrestling going on here now. We have, let's see what else. We have, of course, the professional wrestling portion of our product. Now, that goes on Tuesday, Thursday nights with Lil Cholo. It goes on Wednesday evenings and Saturday afternoons with Azrael and OCCW. Vintage Dragon on Monday morning or Monday evenings. And just a whole lot going on. So if you are out of shape, and I know you are, right? Come see us and we'll take care of you, right? See, look, I'm going to put a weight loss challenge to these two guys here. A weight loss challenge. When we're done today, both Joseph Saint and RJ Wallace are going to step on the scale. We're going to write down their weight. They're going to start training with us, and we'll bring you footage of it as the weeks go by. They're going to train with us, and I'm challenging you too. When your next show is, I'm challenging you to a 10-pound weight loss between now and the time of your next show. Don't say anything yet, and the culmination will take place at GCF's subject to change your weight. Oh, it's subject to change.
Man knows how to promote.
We will step them on the scale. We will see who wins the weight loss challenge between RJ Wallace and Joseph Saint, ladies and gentlemen. So next week, we'll announce the weight they start at. We're going to work them out every day between now and then, and you will see them. Oh, yes, we will. I won't say whose weight is which. All right? How about that? And then on the night of the card, you will see who wins the weight challenge, all right, weight loss challenge. So don't you dare miss out. If you are so inclined, come in, join the boys in their workout, either to push them on or to work yourself out, and you will see probably maybe the best you've seen in a long time. Once again.
Gets a gift certificate to Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh, God.
Wiener Schnitzel. You said wiener.
Throw up everywhere.
Well, that's fair. I mean, I was just
See,
trying
first
to
of all,
work
that's-
out my DDP yoga, but all right, I guess I gotta.
No, you can work out Yoga Stars yoga. It's a little bit more challenging. All right. And there we go. All right. So, gentlemen, I want to thank you for showing up tonight.
Absolutely.
I want to keep you around because when we do trivia later or maybe some the topics, we're bringing back topics. That's right. When we bring back topics, I want to get some of your opinions on them as well. So, thank you, GCF. Good luck. I'm going to do everything I can to see that your subject to change is subject to success.
Thank you.
Good, I'll do some crunches now, I guess.
Now, you get downstairs and get in the ring with the boys that are working out right now.
There it is.
That's what Captain Crunch for.
Yeah, what?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's
We've been
always
shaking down kids for money.
It's always good. It's always-
Oh yeah. Like a ruffian.
Oh, yeah.
it's always good to see the guys from GCF. I wish I could say the same. I'm glad.
I'm looking forward to seeing some GCF.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm looking
I got a
forward.
problem with the Tokyo Locos tag team champions. They've been talking about they've been tag team champions for 527 days or whatever it is. How many defenses? How many times have you beaten anybody? Drew Masters, you got lucky. You got a once in a lifetime flash of lightning. I was distracted. Cadillac got in the way. He interfered in our match. But you know what? I'm gonna take them out. I'm gonna break their legs. Yeah, I'm gonna crush them two fools. I'm gonna break him like the chopsticks. Ah!
Hey, you know what? You don't have to worry about Drew Masters because this Saturday on March 14th at Lucha Libre Independiente, I'm going to be taking on the one Drew Masters, the Man of Honor, and I'm going to show him what it means to take a painkiller because I am JBD and I am all you need.
Yeah, can we put that graphic up again, please?
Oh yeah, put it back up. Mr. Producer.
You know,
Bigger.
all right. Let's
So you're
Lucha
taking out-
Libre.
You're taking out
Dom
Drew Masters.
I'm going to
Go for
take
it.
out Drew Masters for you.
50. March 14th.
Here.
What does that say? Dom 14, March 5?
Domingo.
Oh,
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday.
What is the
Monday.
14 and the 5? What is the 5 for?
The
At 5, I guess. 5 p.m.?
5 p.m. is bell time.
Okay.
Be there or be square.
A very confusing flyer, no matter which language you speak, right? You will see
I didn't
Biagio
find it.
Crescenzo and what's his name? Pico Rivera? Oh.
Piloto Suicida.
Oh, yeah, Piloto Suicida. And Vito, the spaghetti bending madman, against Rey Mysterio. Wait.
Hijo de Rey Mysterio.
Oh, Hijo, the HD Rey Mysterio. High definition Rey Mysterio. Well, that should be outstanding. But he was here the last show. Vito, of course, is a madman. Rey Mysterio is an amazing ring technician and can bring it on home. Let's see. It looks like Rickster's going to be there. Looks like JBD is going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Good for you. If you want to purchase tickets, call the number 323-867-4137. Once again, that's 323-867-4137. And it'll be right here at the Delaware Training Center. Another show, another throwdown, another beatdown, another time to get down. Once again, that's Lucha Libre. What?
Independiente.
Independiente.
There's going to be a nice mix of lucha and American style wrestling. I see Sergeant Major's on that card.
Mm-hmm.
Big guy, but he's good in the ring.
Yeah. He can move. Mm-hmm.
And they got the Rickster. The Rickster versus Camacho. I hope they kill each other, truth be told.
Well, Rickster, I hope they don't kill each other because Rickster is, I have invested a lot of time and money.
That's your own fault. You invested in a lot of silly things like Bitcoin and Dogecoin.
Camacho. Okay, so there we go. Don't miss that. That's this weekend, 5 p.m. We're going to have tacos. We're going to have what do they call the two-man mariachis? Anyway, we'll have music, food, wrestling, and fun. More importantly, I'm going to make a killing off
So
it.
Hijo de is like son of or whatever?
Hijo de.
So why do they keep calling me the son of a punter? Hijo de put... Come here.
Oh.
Hijo de put... What does that mean? And they keep calling me a cab driver?
No.
What does that mean? A cabron? What? Oh, what? They've been saying what to me, man?
Yeah, they've been calling you that.
That's what he said to me. I'm going to go kick his ass.
No,
I'll
no.
be right
Come on,
back.
come on.
Sit down. We got a show to do. You guys are already late.
They're not worth it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure, my duty to announce that Saturday, May 1st at 5 p.m., Orange County Championship Wrestling will present the Bushido Cup. Or did I announce that last week? In any case, the Bushido Cup will be a special annual tournament in which teams of eight, a group of 8 men will compete to become the one and only Bushido Cup champion for 2021. Actually, we didn't have the Bushido Cup in 2020. So it'll be the Bushido Cup 2020 and 21 champion. You keep that in mind. I'm here to announce a few of the entrants today. One, we will have 2 sets of brackets, right? In one of the brackets, the man you see before you, the man who is more than all we need, ladies and gentlemen, JBD will be taking part in the Bushido Cup Challenge. We will have
Going for that gold, baby.
Biagio Crescenzo will also be the Rickster. Your buddy is competing. Jack Cartwheel will be on hand. Jean Baptiste, also a late entrant, will be there. So that's the first half of the card of the brackets. You will have Jean Baptiste. You will have Biagio Crescenzo. You will have Jack Bruce Davidson, Biagio Crescenzo, and the Rickster in the first half of the bracket. I will have it graphic for you. I was supposed to bring it today, and I got taken away from that. All right. The prize, not only the Bushido Cup, but a number 1 contender to the Orange County Championship Wrestling, soon to be crowned Dojo champion. That's right. We will have a brand new belt, right? to take the place of the Legion champion because we don't know when we're ever going to be able to get back into the American Legion post. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1 contender, Bushido Cup.
So if they win the tournament, do they win the belt or the number 1 contender to something?
They win the number 1 contender and win the Legion champion steps in, right? They will have a shot.
That's Joey Barone.
Joey Barone, that's
So
right.
one of these, whoever wins the tournament then has to fight Joey Barone.
I can take Joey Barone.
That's not fair. The winner of this tournament's got to fight 3 dudes, and then Joey Barone just comes in like that kid at the Hill Valley tournament the second year, where he just had to wait till the finals, and the other kids are killing themselves.
You mean the
and he just
All
comes
Valley
in or
tournament.
whatever.
Hill Valley is Back to the Future.
Whatever, you know what I meant. Though.
Yes.
He's all oh at the end. That's Joey Barone.
No.
So you're gonna have to fight Joey Barone.
No, no,
We
not
got-
in
we got him. We're
not in the
more
same
gold than
day.
a SoundCloud rapper.
Not in the same day. Don't worry. It won't be the same day. You have time to recuperate and what have you. Don't worry. I take care of my guys. You should know. You still
That's
walking.
a lot of matches.
That's 7 matches for the Bushido Cup, right? 7 matches for the Bushido Cup. Don't you dare miss it. That's Saturday, May 1st, here at the Della O Training Center. Orange County Championship Wrestling presents the Bushido Cup and also an added feature main event. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 contender by virtue of their victory at Heartbreak City, the man to my far left, the Prince of Darkness, the Angel of Light, the number 1 contender to the Orange County Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Azrael, will take on OCCW's stalwart resident number 1 champion, Gusten Uberstud. Your thoughts, Mr. Contender?
It is going to be a great honor to meet with great honor and valor Bushido to show my fighting skills against honorable champion Gusten Uberstud in a finals after a long and grueling months of me showing my skills. I don't respect that man. That man's a piece of trash. I'm gonna break him in half. Him with his yummy, him making a joke out of everything. I'm gonna take his back. I'm gonna give him a nap. I'm gonna wake him up. I'm gonna beat him up some more, and I'm gonna become the OCCW champion.
All right, then. Yes, that's right. You heard it from here. Azrael, bound and determined to take the OCCW title for the man who's owned it for well over, for what's it been, 2 years? Something like that? We wanted a cage match a couple
Too
years
damn
ago?
long. That's
Too
why.
long. 2 days too long.
All right, then. All right. Also on the card, Jack Cartwheel will be participating in the Bushido Cup. What do you think of that there, JBD? You haven't really had a chance to wrestle Jack Cartwheel, have you?
Well, here's the thing: is that he's about the 4th best Jack in OCCW. You know, you got Jack Bruce Davidson, you got the Jackhammer, you got the Jackass, and then you got Jack Cartwheel right there with him. That's all I have to say about
I
that.
saw
Alright.
you have a jack off with him.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the views and opinions of Azrael
viewer
are the
opinion?
views and opinions of Azrael himself.
happened?
They do not represent the views and opinions of Orange County Championship Wrestling, the Free Admission Channel, the Royal Ramble, or anyone else in their right mind. Ladies and gentlemen,
How is that a view and or opinion? One kid's like, no, I'm the best Jack in the
And then
Rumble.
I'm
And the other
like,
kid's like, no,
oh,
I'm
I'm
a
the best
Jack.
Jack.
And like, let's have a Jack off about this.
once again, the views and opinions, Azrael, JBD, etc., do not represent, blah, blah,
talking
blah.
about?
All right, okay.
This is
You know what?
history.
Huh?
This is history. This
All right.
happened.
All right, okay, away from history, let's talk a little bit about current events. Let's talk about what went on this weekend in wrestling, the exploding bomb death match, real quick.
Oh,
my
man,
God,
I've got
the
thoughts.
sparklers.
I've got
Mom was
so,
correct.
I'll
I've
let you
got
take
so
this
many
one. I'll let you take
thoughts.
this one.
Because, I mean, ordinarily, I'm not into discussing current events in wrestling because they're not very interesting, but
this was
was
so
incredibly
awesome.
bad.
Oh my God.
Tell me about it.
Okay, I think it went off exactly how it was supposed to. Everybody's talking about how, like, the pyro didn't go off. No way, man. You look at those sparklers, you look at the whole story that they're trying to tell. It's not a botch of pyrotechnics. It's a botch of storytelling. It's a
Botch
botch
of
of
judgment.
complete stupidity. The little puffs of smoke, you can't tell me that they didn't rig up those sparklers in the corner expecting this to look serious. Because Kenny Omega's a bad guy and he don't know how to put the ring together. They had led tracks to that like the weeks before this gimmick.
Kenny Omega's been stoned since the 4th grade, so if you put anything other than his own match in under his his responsibility, you're
It's
asking
like,
for trouble.
I know he didn't build it. Everybody knows that he didn't build it.
Yeah.
But the story that they're talking about leading up to the thing, and the thing that Tony Khan's trying to sell after is like, that guy, he don't know how to put together the ring. What, you expect me to really blow up 2 people in the thing? That heel Kenny Omega, which is bad in every direction. And the most hilarious part is like Eddie Kingston running down there like he's gonna save somebody's life. He's taking a bullet for the guy. Because I guarantee you nobody told him exactly what this is supposed to be. I
Right.
bet no information got relayed to this poor man before he went running through the whatever they call their gorilla position. And he runs out there and he thinks he's supposed to sell this explosion or else he's going to lose his job because, the job that he's fought for his whole life to get. So he's like, okay, a bomb happened. Oh, God, you would think like Moxley would have like thrown out a lifeline and been like, hey man,
Okay.
sparklers.
I'm sorry to
Get
interrupt.
up.
Hey, those of you who are asking me information about the Bushido Cup while you're watching the podcast,
1st,
can you
come.
please wait till I'm done with the podcast and then I'll get back and answer you. Thank you very much. Jeez, it's like 5 different people. What? Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
May 1st, come down.
May
What
1st.
time is it? 5 o'clock? How much are tickets? 15 bones?
20.
$20 in my hand, little man. Come on down on May 1st.
That's right. Well, no, they're not talking about buying tickets. They're talking about getting in on it. So I think you
I'll
could wait
find
till
them
we're done
all.
with the podcast, all right? But feel free to keep commenting on the comments, right? All right.
So, do you think the bombs failed to explode?
No, I just think that this was
What's
a.
that? Stop. We're in the middle of a podcast. Yeah, some of them they should be on that Bukkake Cup, but this is the Bushido Cup, and we'll talk about that later. Sorry, go
The
ahead.
views and opinions of
Hey, hey,
Jonathan Mout.
No, they are
Okay,
the views and
so-
opinions of
so
OCCW.
we're talking about so we're talking about the death match, and I say that term very loosely. I just feel like this was a lapse in judgment. Like we talk about the Terry Funk Mick Foley death match,
Sure.
where like the explosion at the end,
And the
but
Onita?
yeah, where those. The bombs in that match just didn't go off. That was a legit botch. Whereas with this one, as my sensei has said, it just seems like the sparklers were the intended thing. And
Okay.
then to quote the greatest American anime, King of the Hill, surprise, then disappointment.
Okay. Let's take it through. Let's say someone didn't watch it, doesn't see it. Explain to the crowd that didn't get a chance to see it exactly what happened and what our thoughts are.
Well, what do you think? Do you think that the bombs failed to go off, or do you think it was planned?
I think it was
planned to
probably
go
they
this
didn't
way?
all go off the way they were supposed to, but they weren't supposed to go off in a spectacular. I think there's something in between.
To be honest, I think everything went off.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they had like little bombs and little puffs of smoke because that'll be the silliest thing possible. Because it's like Kenny Omega's a bad guy, he's the heel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know how to build this contraption that he claimed to know how to build. 'cause
He
why
claimed he
would
built it, right? He claimed he built it.
Yeah, because he had like architectural drawings that he'd been drawn with crayon, like
Right.
leading up into it. So that's part of the story going in.
Right,
It's what Tony Khan leapt right into right after. It's like if you think that it failed to go off, so you think that the 2 little explosions and then there's supposed to be a bigger kaboom?
So the idea
and you
was
think they're
that
gonna pour smoke all over all the people sitting there indoors? Like no way. It went off how it was supposed to go off. That's why there's sparklers. How much goofier could you look?
I was hoping that Gilbert would come out.
Gilbert, or at least Goldberg, because like he used to. Okay, so that's it, you guys.
But you want like the whole lead up into the thing.
Yeah.
First of all, this is what I hate about it is when you try to put comedy at the end of this bloodletting.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna have your serious. I mean, the rest of the match is fine. It's wrapped in barbed wire. There's explosions that are going off great. They're bleeding like pigs all over. It's supposed to be like the utmost of intensity. And then you want to end on something funny. Man, it's like the most... I hate when people do this kind of thing. It's
Well-
like when you have a death match and you throw Legos in it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
trying
exactly.
to, I'm trying
Thank
to
you.
take this
Or
serious.
candy.
And you
Slap
throw
in the
something
face.
weird in there. You know what I mean? It's like...
Slap in the face of the.
I know people do it. I know
Skittles.
it gets done.
Okay.
But it's like
no, you're absolutely
if
right.
you're gonna have like the funny comedy match or whatever, like why are you killing yourself in the middle of it randomly? Like we did like the empty stadium or whatever that they were running around in. It's like the Young Bucks and Kenny and Chris and all these goofy things. And then one of the Young Bucks tries to kill himself off of a goal post out of nowhere. It's like if you're just gonna do something funny, but then you don't need to bleed all over each other. It's like what emotion do I want out of this? It's like I hate hardcore matches when the commentators are making fun of it as it goes on.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
WCW, every hardcore match.
Oh, it was
that they're going,
ridiculous.
man, I'm like, shut up. It's
Well-
like, oh, Pac just hit him with a kitchen sink or
Yeah.
whatever. These guys are so wild.
It's funny you should.
like funny.
It's funny you should mention WCW and AEW in the same breath because frankly they are pretty much the same thing. They're making the same mistakes. Right now they brought in Paul White.
And Christian Cage.
And Christian Cage. Now, don't get me wrong. Both of them were adequate in their time, right? Now, remember, he came along in the Giant. Paul White came along as a Giant in the WCW era, in the Monday Nitro era, and he didn't, they were expecting him to be the next Andre the Giant. But he was more like the next Big John Studd, if you think about it, right? He was getting body slammed and getting upset by the small guys and these types of things. He was never this immovable force that was finally toppled by some great champion. And, he went to WWE and they were able to do something with him for a time, but he was mid-card at best, right?
They were just very inconsistent. Like, he'd be like, I'm a damn giant. How are you going to eliminate me from the Royal Rumble? And then, every year, just a bunch of people eliminate him. And then, the next year, it's like, how are you guys going to eliminate me? And it's like...
And he never won.
Yeah,
He never won. They never let him win even once. Did Kane ever win the Royal Rumble? I mean, Kane won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, how could the Giant not have won the Royal Rumble?
He actually
right?
technically won it in 2000, but The Rock...
Him and The Rock hit
Yeah, with him and The Rock.
Yeah.
When Rocky's feet hit it, but, nobody in the world cared because it was The Rock.
Yeah.
So I always wonder why things work versus why they don't, and why this thing is gonna work and why this thing isn't gonna work. It's like Lex Luger comes out to the Mall of America, big deal, right? Yeah. Big deal, earth shattering. People remember that, but why? I watched that. Because he's just coming off his world title push at the other place. It wasn't like he'd been out of the picture for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 years. It's like he had just walked on from one to the other.
Right.
Diesel and Razor Ramon came walking off from being WWF champion, within that calendar year.
Sure.
So just when you're signing people and they haven't been in the other guy's title picture for 10, 15 years, whatever it is, it's not the same thing.
No, it is not.
You know
it absolutely
so
is not.
I don't understand the ballyhoo.
There really isn't. They're trying to create some ballyhoo, right? The rigmarole, right? But what's happening is Christian. I mean, at his peak, was he ever really?
Christian's a great signing. He's a good talent. All
Yes.
these things is nice. But they didn't even use that to their advantage. Say he comes in and he wins the brass ring thing and it's a surprise. I wouldn't let anybody know he was coming. Say he's the one that saves Moxley from out of the ring, pulls him out of there. Hey, you need to come back with me to the other place that's better and get away from these barbarians. Sure. Then you have an angle. The way that they did it, I don't think you get anything out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To sum up Christian, his best push came when Edge retired, basically. So they basically booked themselves in a corner with Alberto Del Rio in the company.
Vega, why do you hate everyone? Alexander Vega, explain.
Vega.
Explain your hatred of everyone. Give me some reasons. What did I ever do to Alexander Vega?
But you hate me? You hate me, Alexander Vega? Is that right? Well, good. Why don't you come down here and show me how much you hate me? All right? There's a ring down there. There's mats upstairs. Show me how much you hate me, Alexander Vega. Because I know you don't hate me, brother. Because I love you.
Dibs on the ref shirt.
Yeah, he has dibs on the ref shirt. It's good to hear from you anyway, even though you hate all of us.
What did you do to Vega?
Hey, by the way, Alexander Vega, you know what? Next week, make sure you tune in because we're going to show that slobber knocker of Stanton street fight between Vito Fratelli and yourself. That match, I tell people, you know what? If the main event match hadn't been so off the chain, that would have stolen the match of the night. And when was the last time you saw a hardcore street fight actually be a thing of wrestling beauty? Never, right? But this was the exception and not the rule. John, I'll bring another what? Another table. Oh, you son of a bitch. That's not even funny.
Hey, we were watching that lately. When they put you and Tony versus him and Flores.
And he hits me with a...
And you got handcuffed or whatever.
Yes.
You got a handcuff fetish. It's every third match.
Yes.
Havoc was there.
Yeah, he hit me with a table and then, yeah. I still owe you that. Yeah, bring that table.
Yeah.
All right, that said. Speaking of Heartbreak City.
Problem solved. That's why he hates you.
Why, because he hit me with a table?
Yeah, that's enough reason to hatred a man.
Saturday. February 27th, Stanton, California was the site. OCCW was the event. Heartbreak City was the name. And we saw two amazing wrestlers getting it on two ends of the spectrum. We had the young up-and-coming challenger and the old grizzled veteran, Jack Cartwheel versus Vintage Dragon. Dragon loses, he's out. Cartwheel wins, He's in. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Jack Cartwheel versus Vintage Dragon.
Yeah, that's about as far as it's gonna go.
Hey, you know what? And we're going to do the announcing for you because the sound on it is a little bit off. As you can see, Domino being manipulated by Vintage Dragon, something he's very good at doing, manipulating the referee, manipulating his opponent, manipulating the crowd.
Vintage Dragon has a referee fetish.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but it sounds awful negative to me.
Don't worry about it.
All right, yeah. Okay, now you look
So
at
now, what is Vintage Dragon is fighting for his career here, right? Like if he loses, that's the end of him. He's got to go back to trade school or whatever it is. He was
That's
before
right. He's
this.
going to Truck Masters, School of Trucking. But now let me say something to you guys. All right, I want you to take a look at Jack Cartwheel. All right, not necessarily just his wrestling skills because those are off the chain, right? But look at the shape he's in. Look at how he's in. His physical condition is second to none, right? JBD, I want you and the younger guys to pay attention. He's getting over because he looks great, right? And let me tell you something. I haven't had so many women buy tickets as I have when I put him on the card. Now, those of you who are sitting at home, not getting enough work, wondering why this young kid is getting so much money, well, do some sit-ups while you're there.
John, the ladies couldn't keep their hands off of us.
Right,
at the
you know
last
what I
show.
mean? There was
That's
Victor's
right.
grandma.
Yeah,
and
that
then
was a
all
little
them
bit different.
sorority chicks. They wanted to tear me apart,
Yeah,
man.
they
could
literally
not get
want
their
to tear you
hands
apart. You
off.
pissed them off. That's for a whole different story. Anyway,
tastes like.
all right, you guys are. Hey, Lex, give us a blow-by-blow here.
Okay. Well, right now, nothing's happening.
Very good. Thank you, Lex. Okay, so Vintage Dragon have traded holds with Jack Cartwheel. Now they're circling him.
Stand up and circling and
Let's do our best not to talk while the other's talking. All right. Side headlock from Vintage Dragon on Jack Cartwheel. Takes him to the ropes, shoots him off. Kick to the midsection. Take it away, Lex.
chop there by Vintage Dragon, and he knows how to throw his chop. He's got him in the headlock now. Shoots it off. Reversal.
Can
Big
someone...
shoulder block.
Can you get hold of Bill Chu and help him log on? Because he's having trouble. Are you friends with Bill Chu?
And a drop down.
Okay.
Oh, tried to go for a big back body drop, but Cartwheel was behind him. Vintage holds on the rope. Big arm drag by Jack Cartwheel there. One from Vintage. Leg trip by Cartwheel.
Tapia can't hear lexicon.
Junior Cholo's watching. You can check out his class Thursday and Friday. Oh, double drop kick missed. Double missed drop kick. Looks like they're wrestling each other to a standstill thus far. Hey, you know what? I spent a lot of money on lights, but the reality was, see that light behind them? That was next door. That stayed on all night and kept the place lit up real well. So I think maybe I'm going to...
That is quite the stroke of luck.
yeah, cut back a little bit
Get in
on
my
the...
eyes, though.
They're saying they can't hear me, so I have a bum microphone apparently.
Okay, great. Check the connections. We'll take it from here, Lex. Oh, look at holding each other's... Now, why does...
Well, Cartwheel's
Jack
clearly
Cartwheel-
got the bigger one.
he's got a...
Cartwheel's got
Cartwheel's
2 or
got-
3 inches on Dragon.
he's
Yeah, at
got the
least.
girthier one.
Yeah, and Dragon, his is looking a little bit saggy at that. All
You
right.
should buy a bigger trophy. You seen them trophies they give out in Japan?
Yeah, I mean, Big John.
Big John looking good, looking dapper.
Cartwheel's got the Best of the West trophy that he won, I believe.
I see. Cholo, you must not have been listening to the whole. That's all I've been talking about is Lucha Homies class Thursday and Friday here at the Della O Training Center, 8381 Catella Avenue, Unit J, with the ever famous Little Cholo and the ignominious Mariachi Loco. Josh Holdman is saying, hey, Bill. Bill Chu is finally watching. Snapmare takeover by Jack Cartwheel and a cartwheel by Jack Cartwheel.
Now I wonder if
And
Knees to the ribs.
what do they call that? A hot shot?
Slapjack.
Slapjack. That's it. Flapjack. That used to be called a stun gun.
Stun gun, hot shot. Yeah, if it's against the ropes, it's
Yeah.
stun gun or hot shot.
Yeah.
I don't know if people can hear me. Yeah.
Cover, hooks the leg.
And if you want to continue to get ready for the Bushido Cup, Wednesdays at 7 and Saturdays at 1:30, I'm here at your service.
That's right. OCCW's Pro Wrestling School. Also on Monday evenings at 8 p.m. See all these children running around with their masks on. So those of you who are curious as to what our our precautions we were taking in the age of COVID, well, there you have it. Everyone's in a mask. Everyone's sitting far apart from each other. Everyone's temperature taken. And, go screw yourself.
Vintage Dragon has training classes on Monday and Tuesdays, and he might need the money depending on how this goes.
You know what? It was definitely a close match, to be sure. I will not spoil it for anybody. Oh, look at that. That is definitely one of the lowest forms of manipulation of the referee. Standing on someone's neck while they're on the bottom rope is not cool.
Yeah, still 5.
Hey.
A quick check-in from Chris Nasty.
Chris Nasty. How you doing, Chris Nasty? Still nasty, I'm sure. Oh, Bill Chu says he's been watching AEW instead of our show. Let me tell you something. At least our show has a boss, okay? Has someone making sure things go the right way. Not this, well, you do what you want. Because this is for wrestlers.
But they have fireworks.
We could have fireworks.
No, I'm sorry. I don't want to put anything flammable in the hands of my wrestlers.
Although Luis Tapia actually did say earlier in the chat that you could probably build a better exploding ring if you wanted to.
Oh, I definitely could. That's for sure.
Northern Light suplex.
Am I coming through?
I don't know. I can't hear you, and I'm sitting right over here. Oh,
Just ignoring me. That's
no. Oh. Flying DDT, is it fair to call it that?
Whatever it was effective.
He did a DDT, stopped the sequence of Northern Lights.
Go ahead, I'm gonna call him. Go ahead and take a powder. Okay.
You want me to get back?
Huh? Yeah, he's right there. Not yet.
with Vintage having his position here at OCCW on the line, do you think he'd take better care than risk disqualification?
Well, you know what? I think when you've been winning one way your whole career, you're going to just keep going that way until you win out or until your career ends.
I don't think the referee's going to disqualify the man for his career, though. Let's give him some latitude. Let's let him play. Let's have a decisive finish to this.
Let's be fair also that...
One shall stand, one shall fall, right?
Cover.
Well, the stipulation we said at the beginning of this match is if Jack Cartwheel defeats Vintage Dragon will be gone from OCCW.
That's correct.
I don't know if a disqualification loss would be considered.
A loss is a loss is a loss, right?
Gotta read the
Or
fine
so I
print.
thought.
You know, the guy that succeeded in defending the OCCW championship through fine print time and time again. You know about the fine print of contracts and such. Is it a pinfall or submission, or is it a count out or DQ? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Huh? Is it a win or is it a loss or is it a pin?
It's a win or a loss.
Okay.
Let's eat this. Baptiste.
Cartwheel's taking the offense to him. Got a bit of fireman's carry. Oh, slithered out of it.
Say something into the mic, Lex, and we'll see if our fans can
Cold
hear
breaker.
you.
Chin right, or knees right to the chin.
And Jack Cartwheel is down at the moment.
Actually, they both look down. Vintage is...
Shake off the leg right now. Just trying to get some circulation back into that right leg. Because it looks like, I think when Dragon came back into the ring, he dragged that leg on the top rope there, and I think he may have pulled something there or strained something.
Well, I mean, he is getting into his late 50s, right? I mean, this is why he's putting his career up so recklessly.
All right, he's a little bit younger than myself, and I'm not in my late 50s quite yet. Okay there, Chief?
I don't know, man. He's from Nicaragua or whatever. They falsify all kinds of documents down there.
Okay,
You know
the
what I mean?
views
Like,
and
the little
opinions
kid's
of
like 27 years
Azrael are the
old.
views and opinions
Give
of
the little
Azrael.
kid like
They do
21.
not reflect the
He could be
views and
50.
opinions of OCCW, the Royal Ramble, the Free Admission Channel, or anyone else in their right mind.
Jesus John, didn't you just have a birthday this past week?
Yes, Friday was my birthday. I turned a big 5'1", ladies and gentlemen.
Birthday, John.
Thank you very much, and I want to thank all of you out there for who wished me a happy birthday. You know, I always tell people, take the time on your birthday to enjoy it. Do something. Don't hate your birthday like so many people do. It's the only quote-unquote holiday that crass commercialism hasn't taken from us, all right? So you keep that in mind. You know, you stress out on Halloween because your kids are in costumes and all this shit. You know, you overeat, and on Thanksgiving and the next day you go take part in a riot. And don't get me started on Christmas. That's ridiculous, right? So, you know, you got to enjoy your birthday. You got to enjoy it. Thank you, Luis Tapia, for my birthday wishes.
In the meantime,
What are you laughing at?
Vintage and Jack Cartwheel were doing a lot of pass-ons and,
What's that?
and duck downs and misses.
Yeah.
Eventually double clotheslined each other, but both disoriented from going back and forth so much that they just basically knocked
There we
each other
go.
down.
A short clothesline and a back elbow from Jack Cartwheel. He's rallying. He's rallying. You know, that's one of the best drop kicks in the business right now. You know, he plants both feet. He makes good, solid contact. Boom.
Says he's much, much younger than Vintage Dragon. So he's got all that spring in his step still. He's got the stamina. He's a young stallion.
Big kick to the head. It looks like it might be it for Vintage Dragon. One could only hope.
No, nobody home.
You know-
But you know, his treachery beat his youth and enthusiasm
I
right
was
there.
just gonna say Yes, that's true. Sometimes experience and treachery will outdo youth and exuberance. Or an idealism, anyway. Ouch. Both knees to the midsection of Jack Cartwheel. Jack Cartwheel is on his last legs. Vintage Dragon goes for the cover.
Two count, but got on the foot on the ropes.
You know, I got to give credit to Domino. As the night went on, he called the matches a little better each time. Interesting point that Vintage Dragon is a former winner of the Bushido Cup tournament, and Jack Cartwheel is one of the favored entrants to the next Bushido Cup here in May. Fights out of that. Fireman's carry goes up.
There you go, right
Drops
in
the
the
knees
belly.
across the midsection. Or should I say drops the midsection across the knees.
Could have broke some ribs. Your bones lose density as you age.
Osteoporosis is no joke.
And a shooting star press.
Hey, Ashley Hunter. Hey, Dino Machino. Look at now he's like, hey, pay attention. I know you're young and not very bright, but come on. I don't know what he was trying to do there.
Maybe he can turn him. Oh no!
Oh,
he got the referee right
elbows
in the eye.
Domino in the face. Down goes the referee. Down goes Vintage Dragon. Oh,
Ooh,
spear!
Speared him right back.
Cartwheel's down. Domino's down.
Career's on the line. He can
Dragon
win.
is,
He's got no referee to count the 3 for him.
oh no. And he grabs Cartwheel's trophy, not his
break
own.
his trophy.
Yes. He's going to lace him upside the head with it. You know, this is not the type of victory
No, it's
that's
for your
going to keep
career,
you in
man.
my company / graces.
Win by any means necessary. What are you doing? Your career's at stake, man. Bonk him. Bonk him, damn it.
Jason Heisel is watching.
Just
The,
knock him out. Break it over his head.
The head of VWE.
But the referee's not even looking.
He had a change of heart, it looks like. Oh,
Ow!
rolling fireman's carry.
Got what he deserved there.
Oh, looks like Cartwheel can finish him off. This could be the end of the Dragon. Exit the Dragon. One can only hope as
Top rope.
Cartwheel looking every bit like Jimmy Snuka.
Nice.
Oh,
man, crash
versus
and
Bob
burn.
Backlund. Look it up and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Last time Dragon saw a shooting star, it was the Haley Bob Comet. And he was in his early 30s.
Haley's comment, not the Haley Bob comment.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Haley Bob comment. I got you. All right.
He's old. It was like a long time ago.
It was 1986. Yes,
Yeah,
it was
he
a long
like
time ago.
35. No,
Oh!
God,
Oh, he
off the floor. Why,
missed again.
young man?
How many times can you miss
Oh.
a moonsault like that before you say, hey, maybe I should just,
Stay on the ground.
stay, thank you,
Oh,
stay on the
man.
ground.
And that
Shoot
was-
the half, son.
That's just concrete down there. That's nothing.
Yeah.
There are no pretty blue mats here in OCCW.
Yes, it's bare concrete. Congratulations.
Is he all right? Dear God.
I'm sure he's fine.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's young, but he's not invincible. That's the problem with the youth of today. Y'all think you're invincible. You can just, lick door handles and stuff and nothing bad happened to you.
I've never licked a door handle. Of course, I'm not the youth of
You're
today.
not 20. You're not 20, man. Doing Tide Pods and stuff.
Okay, so it looks like we have a double count out. Wonderful. All right. Vintage Dragon
Who
hangs
won?
on.
Double count out.
So does he have to retire? Can he only wrestle on Saturdays? What's the conclusion here?
Unfortunately, there is no conclusion.
Ow!
So,
The answer was that since Cartwheel did not defeat Dragon, Dragon gets to stay.
yes. Dragon gets to stay.
Now, see, you were going to fire him anyway, but then Cartwheel threatened that he was going to quit if you fired the other guy. 'Cause
That's right.
He appreciated the fighting spirit of Dragon there, that he didn't hit him with a trophy when he could have. So Cartwheel stood up for him.
Thank you, Robert. All right, so there you have it. Vintage Dragon versus Jack Cartwheel ends in a double countout and no clear winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Saturday, May 1st, Orange County Championship Wrestling Training Center, the Bushido Cup, and one of the main entrants in the Bushido Cup tournament, this man to my left. He's known the world over as Jean-Baptiste, and I just call him the Holy Man, Mr. Baptiste. How you doing today, sir?
Doing well. Thank you. Thank you.
You look like you live alone and train alone. And then you might just win this Bushido Cup alone.
I stay far away
Someone
from.
turn their phone off. I don't want to hear
Stay
my
from
voice.
the likes of you.
Thank you. All right.
We have our history.
Mr. Baptiste, tell us a little bit about. So he was making reference to you being Clubber Lang. Is what I think he was doing.
He's always trying to do this thing to me, and I ain't trying to have any of that, man.
Now, in this world, much maligned. Well, let's just talk. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about your history as a wrestler, and tell us what you hope to bring, not only to the Bushido Cup, but to OCCW in general.
Well, I actually am a minister, so this is not a gimmick. I just hope to bring light to dark places
I like that.
and hope to the downtrodden, and bring back authenticity to the ring.
All right. So now you've wrestled all over Southern California, and you've traveled the world, spreading your light and your. Tell us a little bit about where you've been, who you've wrestled, and maybe some of your favorite matches.
One of my favorite matches is actually with Vito. Vito is he's a formidable opponent. I've wrestled with Santino's up north BCW fight. With Fight TV, up north with AWA, and so a couple of different places around.
Right. Okay. And you have your sights set on any particular member of the Orange County Championship Wrestling roster? Any belts, titles, anyone in particular you'd like to come after?
Well, all of them are sitting ducks.
Sitting Ducks.
Sitting ducks. Eventually, they'll all be baptized, and they'll all turn from their wickedness. Every champion.
All turn from their wickedness. Hey, I'm here for that. Hallelujah, if you will. I would like nothing more than a whole roster full of people who are on.
No, I enjoy my wickedness. I cover myself in my wickedness. I roll around in it all the time, willy-nilly, having a good old time. You can't tell me nothing, man. You trying to tell me that there's some kind of sea monster named Leviticus that's gonna come and try to snatch me or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's Old Testament stuff. We don't live like
I don't
that
care
anymore.
what kind of pants people used to wear back then in the 300 AD or whatever it was.
It's called
No.
It's called a Leviathan, and you smell like you roll around in your sin.
Oh, what? I mean, I was working out a little bit, man. You judgmental. You're supposed to be all like, forgiving or whatever, and you can't even wrap your head around the fact that maybe I'm smelly after 2 hours of physical exercise.
I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but there are two things that we absolutely do not discuss here on the Royal Ramble. One being religion, the other being politics. Let's keep our faith to ourselves
Are you gonna drink
while
water
we're
out
on
of
the
a
air,
cup?
okay?
Better
All right?
not.
I have no problem discussing it in the world, but what I don't want is people threatening me, and I don't want friggin' oath
People threaten you all the
keepers
time,
showing up
though.
at my door. Yes, I know, but no one ever delivers ever. And there's nothing wrong with a holy man in our midst. All right, I have tons of respect for the holy men, of the true holy men. I'm not talking about the Joel Osteens of the world, okay? All right, I'm talking about men like him. I'm sorry, you haven't given him money, have you?
No.
Okay, good. All right. That said, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Jean Baptiste, you will see him May 1st, Bushido Cup, 8381 Catella Avenue, Orange County Championship Wrestling. Thank you for coming on the show, sir. I look forward to having you and seeing you around the dojo as we go along. Due to technical difficulties beyond our control, we have, all right. Now, I'm going to switch spots for a moment. Because, can you move this chair just back there for a minute?
I don't know if I like people like him.
You know what? Let me tell you something.
You know what I mean?
Let me tell you
You know
something.
what I mean? Preachers.
There's nothing wrong
I
with
don't
it.
know if I like preachers.
Just
What are
put
you
that chair
doing
over there.
there?
Sit in
I'll
this-
throw it out the goddamn window.
I notice you blaspheme when the holy man is gone. That's all I'm saying. Listen. I have tons of respect for men of true faith, and clearly, Mr. Baptiste is a man of true faith. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of faith, right? No, we're not talking about George Michael, although we could be. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Orange County Championship Wrestling's heavyweight wrestling champion, the man of the hour, the tower of power, the German guru too sweet to be sour. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gusten Thunder Uberstu. Yay!
I ain't clapping for him. What are you looking at me for?
Well,
like
he's
I'm
the
gonna
champ.
clap for
The
him?
champ's here. Go on.
Better clap, talking about seeing the light and all of this business. You are gonna see the light. On May 1st, you're gonna see the light when you're laying on your back. Falls count anywhere. It could be anywhere, but one place you will be looking is straight up at the lights when I count 1, 2, 3. Okay, do you understand that? So maybe Baptiste better get back in here and show you the light before I make you see it on May 1st. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I just want to have an honorable match with you and showcase my skills that I have been working on very hard and honor my family in all greatness. And I will give glory to God when I am victor.
Yuck it up
I'm
now.
gonna bonk you on the head or whatever's not nailed to the ground, stupid. I don't care if I have to hit you with the Bushido
Oh,
cup.
you
I
gonna
don't care
bonk
if I have
me
to
on the
hit
head?
you with a
Oh, we're gonna
kitchen
do some
sink.
bonking.
If
There's
that
gonna be a
ring
whole lot of bonking on May 1st,
man,
baby.
that's gonna
I
be
will
your
pin
brat.
you down, and you can bring all the armies of darkness with when you want to, and you're gonna need an entire army.
such
so
a
bring
fan
the
of
army
your
of
heaven,
darkness.
you can go to
bring
it on May 1st,
Ozzy
boy.
Osbourne himself.
Sit
You
down.
bring
Sit
him,
down.
and you guys can
It's
sit
late.
there
Sit
in
down.
the ring, biting heads off of bats and whatnot.
I'll give you
I don't
something
even
to bite
care.
the head off of. Come here.
Sit down. No one wants to see the head of that.
What?
No one wants to see the head of
That's how we got
that.
coronavirus in the
That's
first
right,
place,
yeah.
by the way. So
I'm
maybe
pretty
leave your
sure.
bats at home.
All right. Clearly, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not guessed it by now, Gusten Uberstube will be wrestling Azrael for the OC.
I don't like him.
I don't like you either,
This is-
man.
I
I got
will
no
fight
respect
you.
for you.
Sit down.
I'm gonna fight him.
No, not right now.
Well, someday.
I'm gonna pin you anywhere in this building.
For the Orange County Championship Wrestling Heavyweight title in a Falls Count Anywhere No Disqualification match. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been to any of these shows, you know the parking lot, the dojo, the roof, the next door, the street is right there. There's hoods of cars that the fall may take place on. Anywhere you go, it could happen. Here at Orange County Championship Wrestling, Bushido Cup, featured match, World Championship.
Were you looking at me like you want me to say some more? Because I will.
No. Let's talk a little bit about the tournament, which you guys are not entered in, right?
I don't want to fight Joey Barone.
Who do you think was gonna? Who is your favorite in that tournament? We saw Baptiste here. We saw Jack Bruce Davidson. You know Rickster. You worked out with him a little bit. And he's your guy. Biagio Crescenzo will be there. So we got a nice mix of experienced and new up and comers.
Well, we got Baptiste. He's a big boy. I think he's probably one of the biggest boys in there. Maybe Vito around. You got yourself a couple of big boys. So we're going to see what they can do. See some hard-hitting classical wrestling. But, you got the up-and-comer Jack Cartwheel, and he can do all of the things. So you can be the biggest boy that you want to be, but you got to watch your back when you're in there with Jack Cartwheel. But I am going to say this. Somebody that I have been training with personally, the Rickster, who showed his mettle when we took on this hooligan and his JBD. I'm going to put my money on Rickster. Why not? That's my guy. I helped him out, and let's see where he goes.
I thought you liked bigger men. I thought you like men like to do like the ground and pound type of thing. You know what I mean? Just big, sweaty men who take their opponent and just pound them into the ground.
Look,
you
big
know
boy, I'm a classical kind of guy, and I like a classical kind of wrestling, so any guy that can get in there and roll around with me, I am good with. Who's on top, who's on bottom, Goose and Uberstud's always going to come out on top at the end of the night, because that's the way I do it. 1, 2, 3, that's why I got this thing right here. Big, small, I take them all.
And there's 8 whole men in this tournament to choose from.
All right. Well,
Hey, but JBD is all you need. You put that down. JBD. JBD is going to win this
so
thing.
He's betting on JBD. All right. And you're going to take Rickster.
Yeah, I bet you're going to take
tournament.
Rickster.
All right, the views and
You is.
opinions.
What is what? That's who he's
What
betting
are you
on.
implying?
That's the guy that he trained with. That's nepotism, by the way.
Oh, he's not
We're
related.
not related.
Well, the student. is
Although
like
I'm going to be your daddy on the first.
Oh, you is not.
Put
You
your
is
cross money
not.
and give you a spanking. Wow, 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 wow. That's going to be
This
you.
is your champion. This is the role model to the people with the yummy trying to give people pink eye and stuff. You know what, man? I'm gonna be ready for you.
Are you getting out of your
I've
chair?
been
Get out of your
training.
chair. I
I've
dare
been
you to get out of your
training,
chair.
man.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I met tougher guys than you in jail, man.
Yeah,
I'm
sit
gonna
down,
mess
sit
you
down,
up.
sit down, sit down. We're almost there. Ladies and gentlemen. See?
We can fight right now.
God damn it.
May first.
See, now you made me blaspheme. Sorry.
Call him back in here to do the thing at you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the portion of our show known as Topics. That's right, Topics, where I will present our distinguished panel of wrestlers, promoters, announcers, topics, and we will have 1 minute. Robert, do we still have that timer handy? We will have 1 minute to speak on said topics. Feel free at home to weigh in on.
See, Ashley Hunter wants to see us fight right now. I don't know who that is, but I know that you're usually disappointing to women.
First
So
of
let's
all-
go and get this on right
We do
now.
not give away what we can sell. No, sorry. Keep that in mind.
Put a little donation button online. I'll fight him every week on the
Hey,
podcast until May
if we
1st.
can make money off that, that's absolutely fantastic. I will do that. I'll talk to.
I
producer
put weirder
Robert about
things on
that.
my OnlyFans.
All right. Weirder things on your OnlyFans. I can't wait to slam you on your bumper, you curly-headed mop.
Why you just let him talk to you like that? I don't know who this
said
is, but
that?
clearly
Some
he's
guy named Richard the Cure.
and they're blaspheming you.
Maybe he's a singer from that band. I don't know. I don't know if he's talking to you or you, because you both have curly-headed mop
No,
buckets.
probably you though.
Oh, okay. All right. That said.
Good old Nick the Cure.
Okay. Favorite wrestling movie is our topic. Now, what's a wrestling movie? Does it have to be about wrestling? No. But it will have a wrestling... It doesn't have to be... What's that horrible WCW movie?
Ready to rumble.
Ready to
Yeah,
Rumble.
whatever.
It doesn't have to
They're
be
gonna
that.
get it.
It could have a wrestler, a few wrestlers. It could be, in the spirit of wrestling. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Hey,
whatever.
don't steal my shit.
No. Shh. Yeah, get that shit. Keep talking. I could just take it right now. You know what?
No, let's not do that right now. Let's win it fair and square. All right? Like I
Do
know
you think
you're all
I
about.
think
Yes,
I
think
care
you're
that
all
much?
about that.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead and bring that hand back across the table here.
No,
One more quick
I
minute.
don't want to see that hand
I'll
disappear.
snap
All right?
that finger off and stick it so far up where the sun don't shine. You're gonna be minus a digit on May the 1st.
You
Go
don't
ahead,
intimidate
touch it.
me. I went to
Bring it
college
back
too.
over
I went to
here.
college.
God damn it!
I'm gonna beat
See,
you up.
let me blaspheme again. All right, I'm sorry.
Do it. Something about wrestling movies. No holds barred.
It would be prudent to remind them that any
Suburban
physical
Commando.
activity on the podcast results in heavy fines.
That's true.
And probably prison, right?
Well, no, that would be great for both of you, but I know it's not my intent.
I
All right,
get it.
ladies and gentlemen, who wants to speak first on their favorite wrestling movie? You will have 1 minute to answer topics. That's right, topics. And the first topic is our favorite wrestling movie. Who wants to speak first? I will go with Azrael.
Marcellus
Robert,
Wallace.
Do you have the timer?
No favoritism.
Joseph Saint.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Joseph
And
Saint, maybe.
go.
No holds barred because it got Hulk Hogan in it. I like Hulk Hogan versus Zeus. He all be like, Zeus. It's the perfect wrestling movie. It's got a cinematic wrestling match in it. I couldn't feel any worse for the kid. Hulk Hogan taking care of the kid in the wheelchair, and then Zeus comes walking by being a jerk or whatever. It's got everything you need. It's the best wrestling movie ever. It has sparked real life in the cinema, intertwining, mingling, dancing in the moonlight as lovers tend to do. As we come together here with the cinematic movie and the wrestling match, and we bring the yin and the yang together in such a manner that Hulk Hogan always managed to triumph, but even here, I wanted to see him be the way, and then he wore the white pants, which is vintage Hulk Hogan or whatever.
Rip 'em.
And Rip or whatever, you know what I mean? In an alternate universe, there's a guy called Rip, and he's winning the WWF Championship even to this day. A great wrestling movie. Other options include possibly.
No. But so your
I'm
favorite
sold
wrestling
on
movie?
that one. No
Oh,
holds
No Holds
barred.
Barred. One of the worst movies ever made, but your favorite wrestling
Yes.
movie. Fair enough. All right. We want to thank Azrael for his opinions on No Holds Barred. One of the worst 80s movies ever, right? But probably one of the better wrestling movies made. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for his opinion on said topic, my favorite wrestling movie, we go to the champ, Gusten Uberstuhl.
My favorite wrestling movie would have to be where I discovered The Undertaker's true voice. You're a dead man, Ramsey.
Suburban
Suburban
Commando.
Commando.
Robert, can you run that minute for us, please? All right, talk a little bit about Suburban Commando.
Well, it's got Hulk Hogan in it, so there's a winner right there, and he's from outer space, and it's got the whole theme song. It's a nice place to live, but I wouldn't want to visit. And it's set in the 90s, so it's got all the corny 90s humor, and, you know, my favorite part is when he goes in and he's looking at the melons in the grocery store, and there's a little old lady, and he's like, well, how do you know when it's good? And she says, well, you know, it's soft. And he picks it up in one hand, and of course in his hand, the melon is like the size of a golf ball, and he squishes it and explodes everywhere, and he goes, I found a good one. And man, I laughed and laughed and laughed for days because I was a kid, and something like that was hilarious. And as an adult, it's still pretty funny when a grown man grabs a melon and squeezes it until it explodes.
I was frozen today.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I remember seeing Suburban Commando in the theater, and as well as No Holds Barred. The neat thing about Suburban Commando, and the thing that we're never going to see again, was that was a double feature with, what was it? Showdown in Little Tokyo, I think is what it was. So anyway, I saw 2 B movies, right? A couple dollars, and was it terrible? Yes. Did I enjoy it? Not very much, but I enjoyed being able to watch 2 movies, eating a big tub of popcorn, drinking a giant soda, and it's actually a good memory. Horrible movie, almost as bad as No Holds Barred.
Well, I don't know.
But
I mean, I was a kid when I saw it, but, you know, I maybe give it another go and see if it stands the test of time.
But no, that's good. That's good. So both Hulk Hogan movies.
I'll tell you, that was the movie that I first discovered how soft our society was becoming, because there's a classic line where he goes and messes up the bikers, and he goes on a what know what we're gonna do to you, and he's like goes on a rant that they're gonna drag him through gravel and do all these terrible things.
And he says, "No, this is the 90s. We're gonna sue you." I was like, "Oh yeah, getting softer every day." All right,
softer and softer.
Okay, Joseph Saint has Joseph Saint's off camera, so we're gonna do the dubbing. You're gonna be Joseph Saint while he tells us what movie he likes.
I think it's working now.
Okay, is it working?
Can you hear me? If you hear me, let us know in the comments.
Well, Robert, can they hear us? Can they hear him?
Yeah.
All right.
So, since Suburban Commando was taken, I'm going to go with They Live.
Oh,
Rowdy
come on!
Roddy Piper, for the sole purpose of the best line, which was, I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, or I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
Chew bubblegum
and I'm all out of bubblegum.
That's right. You got 1 minute. Keep going.
This was about a man who discovered these glasses and sees the world for what it really is with these, was it aliens or zombies?
They're
Either
aliens.
way,
Aliens.
You put on the glasses and you can see these demon things.
The subliminal messaging that was going on.
All about subliminal messages, and it's Piper, so that's I'm gonna go with him. He was great in everything he was in. So.
Right, you got 47 seconds. Keep talking. What was your favorite scene from the movie?
Literally the line of "I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum."
What about
Although
that
that
fight
fight
scene?
scene with what was his name?
Keith David.
Keith David.
Or was it
that
David
was
Keith?
iconic.
David Keith is the other guy, the white dude. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Rolling around. 30 seconds.
Go see They Live. That's all I got.
Okay, you know, an interesting point on They Live was that it was the #1 movie in America in theaters for 2 weeks, and in the 3rd week it was yanked from theaters. So you think about that. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means anything, but it's kind of scary when the movie's content is about a hidden agenda, you know, and then all of a sudden it's gone. You know, so you think about another great John Carpenter movie, Roddy Piper. God, it's too bad he made so many bad decisions in his movies after that, because I think he could have been like the next Kurt Russell, or at least like a Chuck Norris for that the following generation. He just kind of...
I'm not going to bring it up until Lex says his movie.
Well, one of the cool things about They Live also was, at the end of the movie, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to spoil it. You don't know whether Roddy Piper's character lives or dies.
That's right. Yeah.
And I know for a fact that Sci-Fi Network tried to do a sequel series.
Oh, did they really?
Yes.
And what happened?
It just fell through. You know how I know?
How do you know, Lex?
I was supposed to be Roddy's personal assistant.
Oh, wow. That would have been great.
I was literally... I'll tell you the story. Okay.
No, some other time, perhaps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nip.
no.
I need a little. I need a little nip of the energy
You're
drink.
gonna hit him in the head with it. No,
I'm not gonna hit anybody with it. I just wanted a little drink,
All
a little
right.
bit, a little waterfall,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
It's
okay.
getting late.
No, you can't pull a birdie off mine. Okay. For his opinion on his favorite wrestling movie, or his favorite wrestling movie, we go to Lex Icon, and you're gonna do Lex's voice. Ready? Go.
Well, here's the thing. For me, it's I love the comedy, and I gotta go with Body Slam. Again, Roddy Piper. You
And
know,
the Tonga Kid,
Oscar
Dirk
Seeger in
Benedict,
there,
face
Dirk
from
Benedict.
the A-Team.
And where else could get Charles Nelson Riley and Billy Barty and Captain Lou Albano in the same movie?
As well as Ric Flair.
Yeah, that was just. I mean, just the number of stars in the movie and the combination of people. Just it was not a good movie, but it was a funny movie, and it's one I would love to see again. And I don't think it's come out on DVD yet, but it should. Body Slam with Roddy Piper, Captain Lou, Barbarians in it, Samoans are in it. Yeah, a lot of the old school wrestlers are in it. Check out Body Slam when you get a chance to see it.
14 seconds. Does nobody watch the timer but me? Gee whiz, man. Why do we even have it?
We have up to a minute.
How about
We
some
don't
of our-
have to use
okay.
the whole minute.
For our other guests, for our next topic, did anybody else want to weigh in on this?
It's getting really
All right.
late.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm getting awful sleepy.
Okay, a couple more. All right.
Oh, a couple more.
Well, his opinion-
Dear Lord, why?
Well, if you'd have been here on time, we would have been.
Oh, okay. You
For
had
his
other
opinion,
guests.
R.J. Wallace.
Okay, so my favorite wrestling movie is Ready to Rumble. I watched it as a kid. Didn't even watch WCW at the time either, and it made me watch WCW. And then watching David Arquette win the WCW title after that, it did. You know, as I got older and understood wrestling more, definitely killed the business, but it was funny as hell.
Wow.
And it was just, I mean, it was a good movie. I mean, you know, I will rule you. That's the best special you can ever do, you know? And it was just a very accurate depiction of how shitty WCW was at the time. So, yeah, you know, it was a good movie. And, you know, there was a love story in it, too, you know? I fell in love with the Nitro girl. What was her name?
Kimberly.
Yeah. You know, so.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I was wrestling at that time. I was an actual indie wrestler, and I will never forget just how disgusted I was in that movie, in those wrestlers, that they would allow themselves to drag the business down so far. And I say it's a business because for them especially it was paying their bills, and to make they just like threw some more dirt on their own grave is basically what they did. That was a horrible movie. I'm glad you like it because it's a horrible fucking movie.
I mean, it was funny though.
It was not funny. It was, oh my God, what do you guys, it doesn't take much to make you guys laugh, does it? All right.
Is nobody gonna say the wrestler? No one's gonna say.
I was going to
Come
say
on.
The Wrestler. That was probably
Of course you were.
not only one of the best wrestling movies, probably the best wrestling movie, but also one of the best movies, one of
It
my
was a
favorite
good
movies
movie.
overall. But
It was a good movie.
Okay.
It was just the obvious one. So
yeah, that's easy.
No one's.
Okay. Are you familiar with the term bedfellows?
No, I was trying to read your writing. I couldn't even tell what it's.
How about you? I know you guys. You guys are the smart ones. Are you with us still?
What?
Or are you falling asleep?
I bet you've had a lot of bedfellows, eh, there, Gustin Hooperstead.
Wrestling bedfellows. Now, what that means is companies team up.
Oh, like the Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior stuffed things that
No,
you would
no,
like
no,
you would
those are-
go to
those
sleep
are
with them, but you would
wrestlers.
body slam them. Yeah, I'll go with the Hulk Hogan.
Ladies
one.
and
My
gentlemen,
favorite
this has
wrestling
been the
bedfellow.
Royal Ramble. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I know you have plenty of things to watch. We want to thank you for tuning in. We hope that you join us for Bushido on May 1st or 2021 here at the OCCW Training Center. I want to wish you all a great rest of your week, and I want you all to take all of your bumps inside the ring.